So we've been trying to get someone on to the Guide Liverpool for many, many years, someone that we're all extremely proud of in the city, someone we all know, and her name is Katarina Johnson-Thompson, KJT. Kat, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So how are you at the moment with lockdown and everything going on in your life? We're all kind of going through our own version of hell right now. What's it like? What's it like for you? How's lockdown been for you?
Yeah, I think lockdown 1, 2, or 3. Like, which one are we talking about?
All of them. All of them.
Yeah, lockdown 3 at the minute is going well. Like, I think from a sporting perspective, I think a lot of I think we found a way to adapt and train in a safe way and environment. Lockdown 1 was the hardest to try and stay in shape when the Olympics were still happening at the time and hadn't been cancelled, and all facilities were shut, and it was just like none of my training is what I was used to. But yeah, the Olympics are happening this time. So from my perspective, lockdown is normal life because I can still train. I can still train full time. I can still do everything I need to do. So in a way, everybody is feeling what I normally feel like when I can't really go out and socialize because I'm just concentrating on training.
So we're living in the world of KJT right now. We now know what it's like.
Everyone has to just do the work and then stay at home, concentrate. Yeah. So I think, living like an Olympic athlete.
Well, what's it like knowing you've got this kind of goal to aim for later this summer? Fingers crossed it does all go ahead. How much pressure is that? I presume it's something that none of us can ever understand.
Yeah, it's tough because, all circumstances have changed. I think athletes live in, 4-year cycles, and we get told the date of when we need to be ready, way in advance. And we just base our lives around that. So it's hard when that changed ultimately, and goals had to reset and training had to stop, and yeah, it just threw a spanner in the works. But at the same time, you just got to realize that everybody, all your competitors, are in the exact same boat. So yeah, you just have to be ready when you're ready, and life of an athlete is just adapting to different circumstances and changes. So yeah, just crack on, really.
Listen, we can't wait to see you there. Fingers crossed it all goes ahead as planned. You must have a same pressure there, Kat. How well you've done in the past, does that kind of always linger over you, thinking, I've got to do that, I've got to beat that or do the same? That must be an unbelievable pressure as well.
Sometimes, yeah. I think when I was a younger athlete, I used to have a lot of pressure like that, where I always used to try and beat my best, or if we didn't have a PB at a certain time. I think when you're going through the age groups, most of the time when you step foot onto the track, you get a PB because it's just naturally you're getting stronger, older, learning more of the technique. And then as you get a little bit older, like PBs start to slow down. So I was so happy that I was able to get a PB last year and the year before that, and things are starting to get on that up rise again. Like if my life was like a graphic, like things were starting to go up. But you've just got to put into your performances into perspective sometimes. Like sometimes a PB or you doing your best under a different set of circumstances. So I think perspective is everything in that sense, trying to be the best.
It kind of leads on really nicely to my next question at the KJT Academy. So we announced this a couple of weeks ago. Already lots of people really kind of engaging with what you're doing. Tell us about what it is, why you started it, and how people can get involved. Just tell us all about the KJT Academy.
Yeah, it's just in lockdown last year, we sat around with our thoughts for a long time, and I think I truly wanted to do something that meant a lot to me. I wanted to give back to the community that gave me my entire life. And yeah, I wanted to help, young athletes that were sort of in a similar situation to me growing up, because when I was growing up, I had a lot of help from various people and organizations. So I just thought that, I'm at that point in my career now where I do want to give back. And yeah, I set up the KJT Academy, and the LFC Foundation helped me with that. I'm so happy about that as well, because I've supported Liverpool my whole life. So to work with them is, a dream come true. And it's for young athletes 16 to 81 from, an ethnically diverse background. They have to be from state school education. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it can be any sport apart from football. Yeah, it means a lot to me. And the applications are now open, and they're open for a couple more weeks. So yeah, things are going well with it, and I'm really excited to start this journey.
So what will it be like, Kat, when it launches? We've got our kids signed up. Will you be actively kind of involved in training these kids and supporting them through their career?
I won't be actively involved in training them. No, I think they'll have their own coaches and their own, the specialists within their chosen sport, but I'll be there as a sort of mentor for them for sure. I'm part of this, and my name is on the front page. So I think I'm definitely going to be a big part of just giving advice. I do get a lot of Instagram messages from young athletes asking me for those advice, even from parents. So I think it's good that I can have that one-on-one contact with them, but also, they will get a lot of support, financially and basically from my sponsors too. So anything that I've got is available to them. And yeah, I think it's going to look really good. Hopefully they'll just, be set up with the right advice and the right support to help them in that sort of age range where you will get drop-offs because they have to start another job or you can't balance lifestyles and stuff. So hopefully that will just make a little bit of difference.
It's something that you don't normally think of, that financial side of things, because obviously you have got to support yourself, and to be doing 2 or 3 jobs or one other job on top of all that training, that must be tough.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to I wouldn't have got to where I was now if I didn't have that support when I was 17, 18, 19. Like my mum, she did everything for me. She supported me. She got all my clothes. I've never, had that job because she knew that I was putting all my energy into my training. So she would do everything she could to support me in that journey. And I think, a lot of people from these backgrounds will have the luxury of being able to do sport and school, and that's it. So I think that it's so important to have that financial support.
So listen, anyone watching this right now, seriously get involved in this, or if you know someone or maybe one of your kids wants to get involved, how can they apply, Kat, and what's the closing date for applications?
They can apply on the KJT Academy. If you just go to the KJT Academy on Instagram, there's a link through there. There's also a link in my bio as well on my Instagram, which is @Johnson-Thompson. The closing date for applications are the 19th of March, so you need to get your applications in before then.
Okay, really exciting stuff. We're going to share all that on the Guide Liverpool as well. Kat, while you're on, we got to talk about Liverpool. You're a home bird, you're Scouts and proud. It must be so nice because Liverpool has got this real sense of pride in people who do well, and we always support our own in this city. What's it like walking around the streets of Liverpool, obviously out of lockdown when there are people about, when people come up to you, and it must be so heartwarming sometimes?
Yeah, I think that's just exactly what it is. I think Liverpool people are very proud of their own, and I think it just shows, it shines through when you speak to people. And I love going back to my local track. I love going back to my gym, and yeah, everyone is just proud. And even if I don't do well, which is just Liverpool in a nutshell. Even when I've done bad in the past, I've always had a sense of pride from this city, and yeah, I absolutely adore my home. So yeah, Liverpool is just in my heart forever. I think, I'll never move away from that.
We're doing lots at the minute with reopening and getting the city back to normal. Obviously, we've suffered like everywhere else in the world, and it's going to be good when it is back and the bars and stuff are back open. Do you think we'll come back as a city?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody in the city, lives for, that social interaction, lives for going out on the weekends and seeing your mates. And, I think if any city's going to bounce back, I think it would be us, for sure. I think that's the life and soul, town of Liverpool and Alton Road and stuff. I just think that nothing's going to stop them the minute it's open. I think it's going to be very busy.
It's going to be the best times we've had, and then we watch you at the Olympics as well.
Yeah, in the beer garden.
In a beer garden somewhere.
You're gonna have to get up early though, because Tokyo's time difference. You're gonna have to start on the morning sessions. I think for me, because with the time difference, Tokyo it'll be.
Well, we need to speak to like the Dovey and places and beer gardens in the city to stay open through the night. So that'll be a jet lag thing as well for you to deal with, won't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think. I don't know the plans because so many things have changed with COVID. I think now they're talking about, when athletes finish the event, that they've got like maybe 48 hours to leave the village and stuff. But I think we will be in a bubble. We might go out there a bit earlier than expected, just to make sure that if anybody does catch COVID, then, it will be enough time to recover. I don't know, but I think we're going to go out there earlier, and we'll have plenty of time to adapt to jet lag and hopefully, the new way of how they're going to run the Olympics.
And then first place you'll be celebrating when you get back to Liverpool, Kat?
First place I'll be celebrating, maybe Baltic Market.
Okay, love it. Nice to shout out for them. We'll see you there when you get back.
Definitely.
Listen, Katarina Johnson-Thompson, thank you so much for chatting to us. Check out this academy. Just finally, Kat, what would you like to say to any kids watching right now who's thinking about applying for the KJT Academy? Yeah,
just please apply. It's set up there for you, basically. It's kids from the Northwest, and I think that I just apply. What have you got to lose? If you're into sports, if you've got aspirations, like I used to when I was a kid, then it's a lot of help there just available. So just please apply.
Kat, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me.